everybody, to an episode of Pixels Politics. I'm your host, Dougie. This is episode 88 of Season 3. And today, we'll be going over the emails and text messages between David Blaine, the magician, and Epstein. So another Epstein video. I will probably start narrowing these down to just one a week. It takes quite a bit of research to go through all of the emails, which I've done. I'm only giving you guys the, informational stuff today. So that I'm not just sitting here slogging through and you guys are watching me, read useless stuff out loud. But obviously it takes a lot to go through them all. It's about 1,500 emails I went through today. It takes a couple of hours, like 5. And it can be exhausting and frustrating. It gets the head all fuzzy, reading all this shit. Thinking about it can be kind of tough. But, so once a week, I think is what I'm going to narrow it down to. I think it's important. This way I don't get burnt out. You guys don't get burnt out. I can do the research over time, compile it. And overall, it's just a better video and experience for all of us. And the information gets out there and is archived at minimum. So David Blaine, the magician, he and Epstein were friends, close friends. Yesterday we covered Daniel Syed, who was sort of on the fringe and was more, I don't want to call it professional, but he was working for Jeffrey in the sense that he would bring girls to Jeffrey and so on and so forth. David also worked for Jeffrey, but he got invited to the close-knit parties, the Woody Allen parties, the Stephen Nowak parties. He's in there. He's in there close. And they spent a lot of time together. They met up whenever they could. There's a lot of interesting emails in here that we'll get to. But yeah, we'll get started. I'm going to start with a video of Epstein and Blaine and Woody Allen, who Woody Allen, known pedo, obviously. He does a magic trick. Funny enough, the place that he does the magic trick is actually in Epstein's New York mansion. So, I mean, crazy fucking event. However, while going through the files, I actually found the emails where David Blaine is asking to use the mansion to do the video. So, I don't know, it's just crazy shit. I have that email, I'll show it to you guys, but here we have the video.
ABC special
had decided to add fish to the equation.
This was magician David Blaine in 2013, training for his next big act.
So this is, in fact, Epstein's mansion. People were able to line it up with this picture here and then the picture in the bathroom. Everything lines up perfectly. I don't know if they show it. I think they show it.
It appears to have been part of the ABC special, David Blaine, Real or Magic. What Blaine never mentions is that he filmed that segment from inside of Jeffrey Epstein's New York City townhouse. But CNN compared the footage to photos of Epstein's mansion.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it lines up exactly. Like, it is spot on.
Released in the Justice Department's Epstein Files and confirmed matching distinctive decor next to a tub and the same white cabinets in the kitchen.
When you're continuously spinning...
There was also correspondence from 2013 discussing Blaine visiting Epstein's home for a shoot. Epstein emailed Woody Allen's wife in April that Blaine wanted to do the goldfish trick tonight for Woody and film it. In October, Epstein's assistant reminded Epstein that Blaine wanted to stop by Epstein's house to finish his Woody Allen shoot. He needs to film himself walking up your stairs and going into your bathroom, Leslie Groff wrote. Epstein responded, "Not until I am back." CNN...
Yeah, not until I'm back. So, I think there was some slight controversy around the stairs because we know when you go up the stairs, there are pictures of Epstein with little girls. And I think that's why Epstein wanted to make it clear, or why there was like an asking for special permission to go up the stairs to film it. Also, something just clicked in my brain. Maybe I'm kind of dumb. did like the tour through the mansion quite a few times just by the photos. And there's pictures of Epstein with little girls all throughout the building, and just weird stuff in general. I was thinking, again, these people like Blaine and many others who have been to these mansions and apartments and whatever, they always say they like had no idea, they didn't know. It's like Epstein doesn't have children. Literally walking out of the elevator, the first painting on the left or picture is him with like a little girl on his shoulders. Like what are you talking about?
Found that Epstein and Blaine exchanged dozens of messages, had numerous phone calls,
Dozens is undercutting it. I just went through 1,500 emails.
and planned for in-person meetings, primarily between 2012 and 2016, years after Epstein was convicted in Florida in 2008 for soliciting prostitution from a minor. Blaine is one of the world's best-known stunt artists, drawing huge crowds to his daredevil tricks like being frozen inside of a block of ice for more than 60 hours or staying in a plexiglass box over London's River Thames for more than a month. Blaine has not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing related to Epstein.
Not okay. Related to Epstein, no, but he does. There is somebody who's accused him of sexual assault. I don't know. That's all I know is that she did. I don't know if they did or he didn't.
He is one of many celebrities revealed in the files as having socialized with the financier after Epstein's 2008 guilty plea. Epstein frequently invited Blaine to social gatherings alongside Hollywood and tech bigwigs such as Allen and Bill Gates.
Also, both of those things true, and you can see them here.
Epstein also seemed eager to connect Blaine with political figures. Any interest in visiting White House? Epstein texted Blaine in 2015. In September of that year, he told the illusionist there would be many world leaders at his house later that month.
I have the scene up.
At times, Epstein showed interest in getting together with Blaine and girls. In 2013, he inquired about a fun place to go with Jean-Luc, Boris,
Jean-Luc, known pedo,
David Blaine, and girls. While in 2015, Epstein emailed the magician, "You missed some amazing girls last night." The age of the girls Epstein was referring to is not clear.
Yeah.
Also in the Epstein files are at least 2 FBI 302 forms that mention Blaine from the summer of 2019, soon after
We're gonna read those. I have both of them. I have at least one of them.
Died in prison. One redacted individual told the FBI she was 18 when she met Blaine, and that Blaine introduced this person to Epstein by taking her to his mansion. She went on to have dozens of interactions with Epstein, she told the FBI. By 2017,
and they both went to the island.
Blaine was facing a serious allegation of his own. A former model accused him of raping her in 2004, prompting British authorities to open an investigation. Blaine denied those allegations, and the probe was eventually dropped. Soon after the publication of this Page 6 story, Epstein reached out to his friend with a message of support, writing, "I'm there if you need..."
That's what this is about. So at one point, David Blaine goes dark. And I couldn't figure out why. I mean, I just didn't have the time to go and look through it. But he goes dark, and like Jeffrey's kind of spamming him. This is one of the messages he sends.
Anything.
So I wonder if that's why he went dark.
Blaine wasn't the only magician who ran in Epstein's social orbit. Throughout the Epstein files are mentions of David Copperfield, one of the world's best-known illusionists.
I haven't done a deep dive on David Copperfield yet. I don't know if I will.
Copperfield left numerous messages for Epstein in the 2000s, and he is shown in multiple photos, including several with Epstein's co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. Multiple FBI 302s describe Epstein and Copperfield having overlapping social lives. One person told the FBI that Epstein offered her tickets to a Copperfield show and that she spoke to the magician on the phone once while at Epstein's. In 2007, while Epstein was under a sex trafficking investigation in Florida, Copperfield, too, was being investigated by the FBI for a sexual assault.
I mean, guys, I struggle with this a lot. I've gone on these, like, freak out moments where I'm like, oh, God, these people, not these people in these files, but, like, some incidents in real life, I, like, get a little worried that, they're pedos. I've been right about at least one of them at my last job, for sure, which it was insane. Been wrong once. I think just once. Been wrong at least once. So sometimes when I go through these files and I'm like, there's a lot of mentions of girls, a lot of mentions of them being young, but young can range from, a baby to fucking 17, 18. I mean, I'm 30 now, so even kind of getting around 20 is technically young. Not really. I'd say 18 is 18, 19 and below. For these guys, they're like 50. So I imagine, at least the way they view it, all of them are young. But it's like, where do you technically draw the line, right? Because there's technically a difference between these minor philiacs and pedos and blah, 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 blah. But there's obviously some kind of mentality ingrained in all of these people that at minimum they think they can just do whatever they want to women, girls, females, whatever you want to call them. At minimum, that's what's going on. They're taking advantage of the situation. We can see it in the files. At minimum, that's what's going on. At minimum, they're hanging out with a known pedo, and he's the pedo guy is asking all of these model agents to hook him up with models, young girls. They all know he likes young girls. And then all these people are in his orbit. And they're all hanging out with him after dark. They're visiting his island. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, at minimum, there's something not right there. Even if it's not all children. At minimum, there's something not right. It's not a coincidence that all of these people in this guy's orbit are all accused of the same thing. The network that they're all hanging out and they're all getting accused by different women. They're all models. I mean, it would be insanity if it's a coincidence. It'd be insanity. It's just not possible.
Allegation in Washington state. Internal FBI memos show that officials wondered at the time whether the two men engaged in illegal activity together, questioning if they shared a predilection for minors.
Okay, I mean, I didn't watch this video beforehand. I didn't know that she was going to say that. But, yeah, they probably do. They probably do. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, CNN. I normally don't like you, but thank you for saying that. Because I sit here and I lose my mind over it. And there's an FBI report that says, yeah, they're probably both into minors. I mean,
Copperfield has not been accused of criminal wrongdoing related to Epstein. The 2007 federal probe into Copperfield was closed in 2010, and the woman who accused him of sexually assaulting her was charged with prostitution and making a false accusation in another case.
That's my job, to transport the audience and make them forget a little bit.
Might add David to the list.
About the reality of the day.
Two women that the FBI Seattle office wanted to interview about Copperfield had already been interviewed for the Epstein investigation, according to one memo. One of those women said she had worked for Epstein and had been groomed by him.
Yeah, no shit. We see a lot of that in the files.
Last month, Copperfield announced that he would end his 25-year residency in Las Vegas. His final show at the MGM Grand is on April 30th.
And Aaron, representatives for David Blaine
did not respond. So, yeah, I mean, there's that. Again, this is not about David Copperfield. This is about David Blaine. But, yeah, I mean, he's in the circle. There's pictures of him with all of these guys. We're going to go through the emails. Let's get to it. All right. Starting with, I have a lot. This is from Leslie, who is Epstein's assistant. Subject, David Blaine magic show tonight. David Blaine will meet you. This is to Jeffrey. David Blaine will meet you out front of the theater tonight at 7:15. He has your tickets. David has a ticket for you +1. He says if you really need another ticket, he can ask someone from his party not to come. He said, however, this person really should go with him because it is business related. Show starts at 7:30. So this is just to point out that David would like single-handedly go out and give Epstein the tickets. He did a lot of private parties. They're friends. This is him. This is them messaging each other. Epstein on the right. He says, "Are you in town Monday?" David says, "Yes. See you Monday." Tribeca Ball? ? What is that crap? Art school party. Nothing more. Perfect. Press? ? I'm fat again. Press, no press, possibly cute. I don't know what that means. Can you do me a favor? Take a photo together with Redacted and tag her on Facebook. Weighted with what you like. I don't know what that means. Do you want to come to Harvard on the 21st for the day? My plane. Are you coming to Harvard Monday? I have to perform this for this crowd, and I'm putting show together with 4 amazing magicians. Call me. Takes a picture of the crowd. Where are you? Back tomorrow. You around Saturday? Back 14th. Afternoon. Peter Thiel here. This is more than once in which Peter Thiel is with Jeffrey, and then David shows up. It's actually interesting how many people Jeffrey is hanging out with, like high-ups, presidents, ministers, and invites David. You okay? Ricky Jay for Woody's birthday. Again, Woody, another well-known pedo. They spent a lot of time together, David and Woody and Epstein. Any interest in visiting White House? Today, going for a walk in Central Park. What are your plans? Training till 7. Here we go. This is the accusation from the video we just watched. On September 18th, 2019, Redacted was interviewed in Redacted. Redacted reported being sexually abused by Epstein as an adult. When Redacted was about 18 years old, in or around Redacted, she traveled to New York to work as a model. While in New York, Redacted met David Blaine at a nightclub. Blaine subsequently introduced her to Epstein and brought her to Epstein's New York residence for a dinner party, where Redacted gave Epstein her phone number. Subsequently, Redacted contacted Redacted to invite her to Epstein's private island. Redacted accepted the invitation, and Redacted arranged her travel. I'm going to assume one of these Redacted is Jeffrey's assistant. Redacted subsequently had dozens of interactions with Epstein over the next year, during which he traveled to both the Virgin Islands and Palm Beach with him. During these trips, Redacted met Redacted, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Redacted understood that Redacted was Epstein's girlfriend. Interesting. At some point, Epstein offered to pay Redacted $200 if she massaged him. We all know what that means. She agreed and ended up giving Epstein multiple massages, during which Epstein engaged in sexual contact with her. Redacted did not feel comfortable discussing the details of the contact during this interview. Blank recalled Blank telling her that Epstein wanted a massage on at least some occasion, and Redacted noticed there were often numerous girls around Epstein's residence. She did not know if any of those girls were minors, which we of course know they were. So at least some of them. Epstein told Redacted, though, that everyone, including Redacted, was over the age of 18, which we know is false. Redacted also recalled taking one trip with Redacted, during which they would travel to Las Vegas and then to New Mexico with Epstein. Before the trip, Redacted told Epstein that Redacted was underage. Okay, well, there you go. And Epstein said that was fine. Okay. During that trip, Blank recalled Maxwell engaging in sexual conversations, just as discussions of masturbation, but she did not recall Epstein being discussed during those conversations. I'm not going to read this entire thing, but here's another report, a follow-up, in which a 17-year-old was abused. And yeah, just it's most of this is the accusations that he eventually gets tried for, and of course found guilty of. But obviously, if David Blaine introduces you, I mean, that's gotta be trafficking. What the fuck, man? David Blaine returned your call. You can reach him at his office or on his cell. He also asked that whoever the girl is that took the video of him and Woody to please send to him at Redacted. I'm kind of having trouble figuring out what this video is. It's weird shit. He's a magician. So, it's hard to tell if he was just doing a magic trick or what. I don't know. There's a lot of weird files in here. This is from Peggy to Jeffrey, which, again, one of his assistants. Just got off the phone with Redacted. We are 12, 6 boys and 6 girls. This includes Charlie Ross and date. We are waiting to hear from David Blaine. I spoke to his assistant. She will call me ASAP. Now I'm hysterical about the table. I know you have gold ballroom chairs coming today. I suggested to Leslie to call David Mon ASAP and get him over to set the table and do flowers. I will die if the table looks like Yum Yum Kippur. Please tell me you are on the same page. Oh, I thought this was funny. The food is less a concern. As a smart Jew, I know you can handle that and it'll be delicious. What the fuck? Oh my god. This is from Jeffrey to David. You missed some amazing girls last night. This is a follow-up on that earlier email. Charlie Ross is coming and bringing a date. 12 guests total. David Blaine might come. This would make it 13. There are 6 girls and 6 boys. Peggy thinks you should place cards so the Duke does not get stuck sitting next to someone who is boring. Peggy thinks he should for sure sit next to Katie Couric. David Mon, who is Peggy, is who Peggy recommends for the table and flower arrangements. Interesting. So, let's see. We got another one here. This is from Leslie to David. David Blaine would like to come to your house one night this week to finish up his Woody Allen shoot. So, this is just the email for that video. The magic trick, whatever they did for Woody within Epstein's mansion. To your bathroom. He said it would take all of 30 minutes and it would only be him and his cameraman, no one else. It's just so funny that this totally innocent guy, right, is real strict about his privacy. Like, so strict. Even after this, Epstein is like, no, wait till I get there. No, you can't film my stairs. He's real strict about it. Is it okay for David Blaine to come and shoot him walking up the stairs and going into your bathroom? David also said he was going to try and call and ask you this as well. And of course, he ends up saying no. Let's see here. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to switch us over to the very full amount of pages I have. Let me just get that going. Hopefully it pops up correctly. I think this is it. Yeah, all right. Here we go. This is from Redacted to Jeffrey, subject David Blaine. How many friends are we thinking? I mentioned it a few times. They are interested. We should try to do Monday night around 7:30 or 8. And yeah, I don't know who this is. Subject David Blaine. How many friends? Yep. Just another one. This is a real weird one. This is from Jeffrey to David. And he says, have Valdson make a dinner for David and his daughter, /girlfriend. If the car is out of the shop, let David use Valdson. I think Valdson is like Jeffrey's private chef, but I can't confirm. I don't know. I didn't know David had a daughter. /girlfriend is weird to me. I don't know, guys. I can't confirm anything. I wish I could, but I'll say this. So normally these emails come in a chain. So it's a section of a conversation that gets taken, and then it's dumped on the website. However, this one was solo. It doesn't have a chain. There are no replies back and forth. It's just this. So I genuinely have no idea. Could be what everyone probably thinks it is. Might not. I don't know. Honestly, have no idea. Dinner is now 12 people total. And please make sure Valdson is aware. Jojo is searching for another chair for dining room. There are only 11 in there now. So I think, maybe this is in correlation to that. I don't think so. But this is why I think Valdson is the private chef or some shit. This is from Leslie to David. David Blaine says he would love to come by tonight. Yep, we already looked at that one. This is from a redacted person to Leslie. David Blaine has confirmed he and his girlfriend will join the dinner party tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Total guests 9, unless you're inviting others. And we have the list. So these names will be very common. Jeffrey, of course. David Blaine. David Blaine's girlfriend, whose name is Marie, I think. It could be a different girlfriend. Bobby Slayton, Louis Black, David Brenner, Woody Allen, Soon Yi, and Dick Cavett. That is, yeah. This is also from Redacted to Epstein. David Blaine says he will stop by later in the dinner. He asked how long you would be there. I'm just showing you all this because he shows that's something he says a lot. They go to dinner a lot. I mean, a ton of times. David Blaine says dinner with you and Woody Allen next week sounds good. Starting at the bottom here. Good morning, David. Just following up on Jeffrey's invitation for you and your girlfriend to come to a small dinner party tomorrow night, Wednesday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. at his house. Might you be able to attend? Woody Allen, Bobby Sladen, among others. Please let us know. Sure, I will let Jeffrey know you and your girlfriend will be attending. I'm sure you'll be thrilled. I'm solo. Can you have Jeffrey Epstein call me real quick? David Blaine will be bringing another magician with him tonight to dinner. He says he made this guy change his flight so he can make it. You will love him, David says. He starts signing his emails with DB, which obviously, David Blaine. I don't know the context for this email, but this is from David Blaine to Jeffrey. They're talking about Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. To be precise. Awesome. This is pretty funny to me. So Jeffrey, control freak. Everybody, most people work for him. He does have some higher ups who he works for. And whenever things get serious, he kind of makes David Blaine his bitch. So in this email, the context is Epstein is meeting like Arianta Rothschild. Or sorry, he's meeting the minister of Israel, defense minister of Israel, Eric Schmidt. And he says, he says this to David Blaine. He says, leave the night of the 4th open. And then David replies, my 40th, referring to his birthday. And Jeffrey just says, cool. Like, so David's kind of hinting at, like, I can't go. It's my birthday. I want to do something else. Jeffrey doesn't give a fuck. He just says, cool. David finally replies with, makes it tough. And then Epstein says, understood. Would you prefer the 5th? Eric Schmidt, defense minister, Israel. And then David says, flying to Paris now. So, yeah, you get to step in when Jeffrey needs you to. That's for sure. This email is all fucked up. Hey, bro, as far as I know, Woody is set to come on February 4th, but I could be wrong. What day were you thinking about coming? From Derek. David Blaine wrote first. Hey, Derek, I know you're busy, but would love to invite Woody and 4 others. 6 total. I mean, David's real close to Woody. Real close. He might be closer to Woody than he is Epstein, to be honest. Put me in touch with someone so I can please buy good seats. Please help David with seats. Thanks. Best Daniel. Happy to help, David. Please see below for the form. If you can have your friend or your assistant fill this out and get back to me, I'll get the request processed within a day or two, and you'll be all set. What night, sorry. What night am I free? November 7th is dinner at 7 p.m. with Magnani and the new dean, Christian Stoller. I don't know who that is, guys. You are free Friday, November 8th, but I think you want to fly back to LSJ this night. You are free Saturday, November 16th evening. Oud, as in Oud Barak, the ex-prime minister, former prime minister of Israel, also another known fucking rapist pedo. We have nothing on the schedule when you come back from Paris in November. Not sure what date this is. We have nothing in the evening. Oftentimes, obviously, like we've just seen twice now, when Epstein had officials from foreign countries over, immediately he would ship David to come perform like a dog. Follow up with Claire, Remort, Michael Wood, David Blaine, Ian, and Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, of course, spends a lot of time with Epstein. And then on the Joe Rogan show, he said that he didn't really know anything about Epstein. So that's, of course, super curious. Are you around this week? I'm back tomorrow. Interesting guys at dinner. That was from Epstein to David. And then David said, see you tomorrow. Interesting guys at dinner. Ooh. This is also another weird one. This is from Jeffrey to Epstein. Pablo the hacker is coming to dinner at 7. You are welcome as always. I don't know who Pablo's the hacker is. David Blaine, I will stop by. Sorry, this is from Epstein to David. We are going to General about 9:30 tonight. Is your French girl in town? Steve Hansen coming, etc. I will stop by. She just landed, so jet lagged. I don't know why, but Jeffrey kind of insists multiple times on David's girlfriend, this French chick, who I believe is named Marie, to show up. Like a lot, like it, like a lot. There's a lot of times where, like, you're bringing a girlfriend. Is your girlfriend coming? I don't know. Are you single? Like, it's weird shit. From Leslie to Jeffrey. Importance high. Spoke to David Blaine as a subject. David Blaine has dinner plans tonight with Ben Steiner, son of Jeffrey Steiner. I don't know who those are. Plus their dates. He is going to ask Ben if he would like to go to someone's house instead. But of course, we need to make sure this would be okay by you as well. If Ben and dates are okay with coming to your house instead of a restaurant in the city, are you okay with all four of them coming to your house tonight at 8? So, again, Epstein, super strict about who shows up to his house. You have to ask for permission. There's no knocking on the door, even if you've known him for a really long time. This is from Eva Dubin to Jeffrey. She said, I'm coming by tomorrow. Jeffrey says to her, I assume it's to her. Neil David Blaine and Woody Allen last night. I don't know, weird shit, guys. This was a really weird email. Super fucking weird. From Neil to Jeffrey. Leslie, dinner was fun and the logistics easy. Thanks. Here's the pictures and video. And then he sends her some files and says, that's a private server I'll take down once you copy them, unless Jeffrey or David would like them shared. Neil. I don't know. Good morning, Neil. Hope you had a great time last night and that all the logistics worked out well for you. Jeffrey is asking if you could send him a copy of the video you took, Blaine and Woody. Possible. Again, I don't know what video they're talking about. Like, he's a magician. Maybe they just kind of took a video of the magic trick. But no idea, guys. From Redacted to Jojo Fontanilla. Hey, Jojo, I have the DVD that needs to get to David Blaine on my desk. Please come and get it from me after you retrieve the lunch. You can call Wayne when you approach or leave with the doorman, he says. Thanks. Again, don't know what DVD they're talking about here. This is... The person is redacted. Maybe it's this Warren Adcock guy. He says, good morning, David. Jeffrey has a DVD from Bobby Slayton he would like us to deliver to you today. Can you please provide me with an address to send it? No idea, guys. No idea. Don't know what this DVD is. But Epstein did have a lot of CP on DVDs. I don't know. From Redacted to Jeffrey, subject is David. Was thinking of sending... Oh, yeah, this is another weird one. Was thinking of sending David Blaine a photo to tease him a bit, but he has too many photos on his phone. What do you think? Envoyer Demon iPhone. I don't know. Again, this is another email that was not part of a chain. It's just a one-off, which means that they probably deleted the surrounding stuff. And, of course, the name is redacted, so I have no more context other than that. This is from Jeffrey to David. He says, dinner with Woody Sunday? David replies with great. 7? ? Perfect. So, again, anytime they're in town, they meet up. Jeffrey to David, you around eve of the 7th or 8th? Might be on the 7th, supposed to work in Vegas the 8th. Rothschild on the 7th, good for you. Nate? No, Baroness Ariane. So he's referring to Ariane de Rothschild, who was also good friends with Epstein. This is, I think, one we've already gone over. Yeah, this is the only one I've already gone over. David Blaine, from Jeffrey to David, lots of world leaders at House Week. At House Week of 28th. Where are you? Lots of world leaders at House. Crazy, this guy just gets to meet with a ton of world leaders at his fucking private house. To Jeffrey from Redacted. Subject is David Blaine. How many friends are we thinking? I mentioned a few times they are so interested. We should try to do Monday night around 7:30 or 8. Scott is working on editing your Bill Gates David Blaine video. The audio is taking a bit of time. Scott would like to know if there's a deadline to when you want this finished. I'm not never been crazy big on the magic stuff. Not really familiar with David Blaine other than knowing he's a magician, so I do imagine he's done a lot of videos with celebrities. Woody said you have a new wow you would like to show. When are you free? That's from Jeffrey to David. I don't know what he means by new wow. I'm going to assume it means magic trick, but I don't know, guys. To David from Jeffrey, do you need anything there? No, but in Paris now. Did you find what you needed? Again, I don't know what he's referring to. To David from Jeffrey, no, in Caribbean. I watched it. Great work. Have something. Call now. Everything is so vague. I think it's intentional where they removed a lot of the files around these. Here's another interesting one. Here's something I didn't know. This is from Ian Osborne to Jeffrey. Could you do 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. by any chance instead of 8:30 or 10 to 11 p.m.? We want to see David Blaine and also the Kushners tonight, if possible. I'm staying here through Tuesday night. We can, of course, discuss more and hopefully make Scan and Peter work in that time frame. Sean and Peter. Jesus, guys, fucking name drop everybody, huh? Kushners, David Blaine, Sean, probably Peter Thiel, but who knows? From Leslie to David, subject Jeffrey. Hello, Warren. Jeffrey Epstein is asking if Dave might be available to come see him for dinner at his home in New York Thursday. 6 or 7 or so. Woody, Allen, and Suni will be here as well. I've texted David and left him a voicemail, but not heard of anything yet. Do you know if David Blaine is flying alone back to New York with you? Redacted mentioned he might be traveling with someone else. Redacted also said David will be going to the airport with you guys. I'm concerned there won't be enough space for everyone with luggage in the car. Should we ask the hotel to arrange a taxi or car to the airport as well? So, I mean, I just want to point out, they're literally traveling together. From Redacted to Jeffrey. Don't know who that's from. To Leslie from Jeffrey, add Redacted to David Blaine on Redacted. I don't know what that means, but he follows up with, see if Redacted can do massage today. Add Redacted to David Blaine on Redacted. They're both real small. Don't know. Don't know what it means, guys. Why is it Redacted? I don't know. They don't seem like names. From Jeffrey to David Blaine, where are you? Miss you. Again, just pointing out how friendly they are. From Jeffrey to David, you missed some amazing girls last night. What happened to you? I had extras. That was from Jeffrey to David. I don't know what that means. From Jeffrey to David, what happened? Did she not show? Again, the context of this stuff, don't know, because the emails that are or phone texts around it are not there. From Jeffrey to David, April 4th or 5th, be back. Hope you decided your exchange. Interesting people at the house. You will have fun. Peter Thiel on Sunday at 12:30 if you are in town. Again, they meet up. Peter Thiel, Mr. I don't know Jeffrey Epstein. He's a tax guy or something. I've never heard of him before. Yeah, have Volson make a dinner for David and his daughter / girlfriend. Period / girlfriend. Sorry. If the car is out of shop, let David use Volson. And he replied with thank you. Again, I don't know what that is referring to. Let's see. Is this, where's my next batch? This one? There's no way I just burned through all of them. Where's my second page? Sorry, I had more. Oh, here we go. Silly me. Silly me. Alright, so yeah, we've got some more here. Where would be fun? Jean-Luc, Boris, David Blaine, girls. Think we solve all issues. See you later. Where, what time? If you need help with where, let me know. That was to Steve Hansen. I don't know what that means. Or who that is. Next one. So this is somebody we've covered before. This is Ramsey Alcoli, who is another modeling scout, I guess in quotations. Definitely not a human trafficker. He emailed me, and you can go and see the whole video I did on that. I think it's our most watched. But this is a follow-up to that. So at one point, Epstein, a lot of times they met in France. So this is Ramsey to. Sorry. Sometimes you read them up, sometimes you read them down. This is from Jeffrey to Ramsey, I think. Where are you? I will be in Paris next week. And then Ramsey to Jeffrey, probably. I'm in New York, flying to Bangkok on Wednesday. I know a nice model in Paris now. She's telling me she's busy working. Google Nastia Chu, working on another grows in Paris. Maybe back in Slovakia now, waiting for a response. David Blaine is also with me there. We can invite these girls to a fun dinner. So the context is Epstein's in Paris with David Blaine, and he messages Ramsey Alcoli, this modeling scout for Jeffrey, to send him girls. Slovak girl's in Paris, and she can meet you and David with a friend. She's telling me her Slovak number doesn't work, so I can connect you guys by email. Let me know if that's okay. Name, question mark. So I do have more context that I ended up finding on that one. Yep, here we go. So he asked for her name, and Ramsey sends the name. And then here's Epstein's response. Looks pretty old. Can I have the friend name for security? What I picture as old and what Epstein pictures as old, I'm sure are two very different things. I mean, Ramsey's a modeling scout, you know. Oy vey. Ramsey to Jeffrey says, Redacted finally responded when I mentioned David Blaine, typical model. The only problem is that she's working every day. But maybe after work one day, she can come out with her friend, also very hot. So the best thing is to have David email her. I think that would do the trick. Then David can suggest all four of you go out. Probably best to meet at your place first, so they see your home and know that David is your sidekick. The fuck? I didn't read this before, or at least all of it, and not the other way around. What? Dude, are you fucking kidding me? David just needs to mention my name to say that he knows me so the girls don't think I lied to them. He can say he knows me from New York. Yeah, not a sex trafficking operation, guys. Definitely not. Just a modeling scout hooking up Jeffrey Epstein and David Blaine with two young girls, one of which apparently looks too old for Jeffrey. Are you coming to my coast soon? This is from Jeffrey to Bobby Kotick, actually, who I believe is the CEO of, is it PlayStation? Whichever game console makes Call of Duty, or fucking WoW or some shit, I can't remember. Maybe next weekend. How are you? If so, come see me, and I will be in New York on Saturday. Possibly David Blaine and Woody Allen at the house. You will enjoy them as they will enjoy you. Fucking weird. This is Tom Fitzger and Jeffrey Epstein. Just trying to get to the start. Have to cancel tomorrow. Have laryngitis and reduced to whispering. Very weird, but no point in coming to New York. Will reschedule as something. Want to hear about Saudi. Can we speak for a moment today? I have a question. Our hotel in Japan. I can call, I can listen, but I can't talk. Whispering over phone to you will start rumors in a number of places. No rush, feel better. Woody, David Blaine, Ud Barak, Rumler, all at the house. Sorry you're not around. Bro, that is an insane amount of name dropping. Kathy Rumler, I assume is who he's talking about there, who was the aide to Obama, or an aide to Obama. Ud Barak. I want to say Ud was the prime minister of Israel at this point. Yes, for sure. It's 2016. And Woody Allen. So, I mean, what the fuck, guys? This is a. Yeah, we already read this. Yeah. Okay. This is Peggy Siegel, who's the assistant to Jeffrey, or one of them. He had many. I call David, you call Philip. What do you think about asking Tina? It would obviously have to be off the record, including George and Rick. I don't have no idea what they're referring to here. I'm not as smart as you. What is yes for? Me going cold to David Blaine and Philip Roth. Again, there's no context for this email. I couldn't find any. So that's all I got. Weird as fuck. It would probably have to be off the record, including George and Rick. What is yes for? Me going cold to David Blaine and Philip Roth. I have no idea, guys. I don't know why it would have to be off the record. This is from Jeffrey to Redacted. Did you tell her you know Met, who I believe is royalty, became friends with the royal crown princess of Norway? She texted me and wants to collaborate on a woman's platform. Just ran into David Blaine. All the best, Lana. Yeah, so we did a video on that crown princess of Norway. She was like super in love with with Epstein, and I think messaged him about asking to have his baby and shit. I want to say it's the same one. There's quite a few royalty that was entangled with Epstein, but one of them was so fucking weird. I think that was the one. Peggy Siegel again to Jeffrey. Thursday dinner. Does David Blaine talk or just do tricks? Can he hang from the chandelier during dinner? Philip Roth, I do not know. Talk about old. Is he interesting? Must be. Woody loves him. Yeah, I wonder why. Good idea. Jew night for the Brits. Okay. Peg. The fuck? Jew night for the Brits. Okay. From Jeffrey to Peggy. I'm going to ask David Blaine. Do you know Philip Roth? I met him yesterday at the pool. I haven't read this part, and it's a little long, so hang in there. My ex, Austin Hurst, wants to come. He is mid-50s, just moved back from Argentina, and getting his fourth divorce. On board of Hurst, his older brother is William Randolph Hearst III. His father was William Randolph Jr., and his grandfather was the Chief, as in Citizen Kane. He is on Forbes 500 or 100, whatever, list, and ooh, excuse me. And his grandfather, sorry, and climbs mountains and supports the Dalai Lama too. He is cool and very fun. Grandfather had 5 sons, and his father has 2 sons. Austin is worth half or a fifth of the entire Hearst estate, where Patty and Ann are worth fifth and a fifth because they are one of 5 sisters. I told you Katie Couric is coming. I think she's bringing her idiot cute boyfriend Brooke. She's bringing her idiot cute boyfriend Brooke. Brooke's a guy's name. I don't know. We'll check. Waiting to hear from Charlie Rose. What about George Stephanopoulos, Stephanopop, whatever, and Ali Wentworth? What about Matt Lawyer? Dude, the amount of name dropping here is crazy. It's crazy. Listen to this. Or, redacted, Julianne Moore, Kate Winslet, Meg Ryan, Harvey Weinstein, and Georgina Chapman. They know Andrew, Kim Cattrall, Christina Cuomo, married to Chris Cuomo, Anne Hathaway, and BF Adam Schulman, Jimmy Fallon, oh my god, Lauren Michaels, Woody Johnson, Mike Nichols, Diane Sawyer, Nora Ephron, and Nick Pileggi, Susan Sarandon, Uma Thurman, Regis and Joy Philbin, Emily Mortimer, and Sandro Nivola. She's English. Rick Stengel, editor of Time, Tina Brown, Diane von Furstenberg, and Barry Diller. Please make fast decisions. I will call this morning. I know you want small, but this is a very good list to pick from. Bro, what? This guy just gets to pick from every famous person on the planet for a Thursday dinner? Like, I don't even know what's the context here. Jeez. Oh, I just realized it's on the wrong page. That's not the right one either. Sorry, I have like 3 pages open. Is it this one? No. Whoops. Okay, I give up. From redacted to Jeffrey. Yeah, this is also really weird. This is weird just because of the context and because it's redacted, but this person, who I don't know who this is, she says, I assume it's a chick, but I could be wrong. I'll drop my parents off to the airport around 5 p.m. Would you like me to help with dinner tonight? And Jeffrey says, yes, and redacted. David Blaine is coming, the world's greatest magician. Amazing. I don't know the context. Oh, I just fucking butchered my stream. There we go. I got it to the right page. Nice. This is another chain with a lot of redactions. This is Jeffrey Epstein. Sometimes he talks to himself. I don't know who he's talking to here. The participants have been redacted for some reason. And I can assure you they're not victims. Give me a few. Okay, I gotta start at the top. It's gonna be a long one. Again, I don't know who the participants are. I know at least one of them is David. I don't know who the others are. And they're sending pictures. So, redacted. Or sorry, Jeffrey Epstein says Caribbean. Awesome. It's like images and pictures that they send to each other. This median is loving me. When is he in New York? Next week, I think. Had happy birthday. Good morning. Please call when up. I tried twice. So this is one of the participants is Terej. I don't know who that is. Please resend email Larry. I'm going to assume they mean Larry Summers. Woody Allen is in this chain. And they say, White House okay? Does Thursday or Friday work next week? Again, I still think it's just weird that these random people who aren't politicians are meeting at the White House. Like, why is Woody Allen going to the White House? For what? Did I miss a beat? Do you want to have a day museum White House trip next week? Like, what the fuck? Why is Epstein arranging a White House trip with Woody Allen? Let me check my schedule tomorrow with my rap sheet. I'll never get past security. Woody Allen said that. You in New York City? And how was Harvard? Chomsky and I in love affair, and I'm going again Thursday next week. Chomsky is another known veto. Does he have new stuff or just conversation and everything? So that they're referring to David Blaine there. That much I know. Great. New, very clever. Would love to see you. When are you in New York? Here, now, not sure when back. Can come if I have a bit of a warning. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird shit. They talk about Bill Clinton in this email. When are you back? Ricky J for Woody's birthday. Tomorrow evening, dinner in London. Yeah. Just weird. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's like a group chat. These guys just hang around and send each other pictures. This is from Jeffrey to David Blaine. Woody loved it. Thanks. Marie is cute. So Marie is, I believe, his French model girlfriend. And perhaps this is after Jeffrey told him to take a picture. I don't know. Yeah, we already seen that one. Yeah, Marie, the French model and actress Marie de Villepin, with whom the American illusionist David Blaine had been publicly linked at high-profile social events, or Marie H. Blood, Harry Houdini's niece, who famously visited Blaine during his 1999 Buried Alive stint. I think it's the first one, but again, we don't know. From redacted to Jeffrey Epstein. Although she showed a lot of interest, this is another weird one. Although she showed a lot of interest when he was at the house, asking him to show more and more tricks, it was very obvious and amusing. Tell redacted that if David Blaine calls, she is not to go out with him. I don't trust her. I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't find any more context, so I don't know what it means. This is from Jeffrey to Peggy, or a conversation between the two. He says, sorry, Peggy says to him first, on Diller, do I ask a Diane Von F2? I know her very well. Want him or both? Jeffrey replies with him, preferably. He has been to the island many times. Maybe I should look into this guy. Philip Roth, I never met. Again, can call his editor or agent. Want me to? I do not know David Blaine. Do you know him? Is he strange? Think he's an oddball. Do you really want me to find him? Thanks for update. Going to Diller soon. Yes. Yeah. So that's what I got on David Blaine. And again, there's nothing crazy explicit, but they are friends. They met up a lot. They talk a lot about meeting or, having girls arranged. They spend a lot of time together. He hangs around with Woody Allen. He also has accusations against him. And I don't know, people expect these emails to just be like, hey, want to go fucking scout for a 14-year-old and take her back to the island? Obviously, you're not going to get that, but from what I read, there's more than enough from the files to warrant an investigation. And the crazier part is half the time there is a file in which an agent did an investigation, and then they're like, yeah, we think something is going on, and then the case gets closed anyway, is really what it comes down to. Yeah. So it's just frustrating, I guess. I don't really know what more to say. What more to say about these particular emails. I have some here. I do have some side stuff. It's still early, so I have more stuff from the files we can talk about. This is more stuff. I'll just cover these random ones that I have set up. Tomorrow we will be doing news for sure, because this shit rots my brain. In 1996, this is a FBI intake file. It's an interview for one of the victims. In 1996, I was 19 years old. My entire art portfolio was finally ready to apply to art school. I showed my best art to former high school classmates. Several were Israeli. I was friends with Serbians, who were friends with the Princess of Yugoslavia, and a lingerie model actress, Serbian Canadian, redacted, and her ex-boyfriend, the actor Matthew Settle, who owed blank money. And they set up an elaborate plan involving a false romance and grooming me to ultimately be approached by Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. Several days after all my artwork disappeared, while Matthew helped the Israeli moving company North Star. I didn't read this beforehand. I don't know what this is going on here. This is an official record. This has to do with Jeffrey Epstein child sex trafficking. Okay. When I was 20 years old in LA, Moish moved me into my very first apartment in July 1997 when I was 20 years old in LA. In retrospect, there was a clear plot taking place, and I was introduced to Epstein early on at a bar next to where Matthew Settle lived. I heard redacted call him on the phone and ask on speakerphone sometime between April to June of 1997 if Matthew had her money yet. He said to me she would send the Serbian mafia to hurt him if he didn't come up with the money. He did not mention my artwork was where the money was going to come from. The friend of mine who told her Serbian friends about my artwork. Oops, sorry, I'm not showing the page. Whoops. See, that's not it either. That's my. There we go. I heard call him on the phone. Artwork chain of events culminating in the disappearance of all my artwork is named Jasmine Dashtazard. One of my stolen paintings is of Bill Clinton's head on a woman. Hillary Clinton's body. I painted it between November 1995 to 1996. I was a teenager. Why? But why would you draw that? I drew my own dental impressions in the John Ronson estate collage. I also drew one of my fingerprints, and the art is made out of pieces of my high school calendar, which fell apart from overuse. So I glued the pieces onto thick cardstock. Violation, public corruption, white-collar crime, civil rights. What the fuck is this, guys? Did you suffer any personal losses due to the crime? Yes, to both questions. I've spent $100,000 my dad had to give me to buy my stolen artwork back. So this chick gets blackmailed or slash tricked, in which her art gets stolen and they steal the art just to pay for the art back. Listen to this. What is happening? Wait, listen to this, guys. How long has this activity been going on? Since 1997, when it disappeared in LA, some of it is also in the Adelson Gallery. Some of it has been sold to Tony Podesta by a fake artist. What? 3 paintings are part of Jeffrey Epstein's estate. One of those falsely claimed by Patrina Ryan Clyde, who used my 3 of my paintings as her collage portfolio. What the fuck is going on? Wait, so this person is claiming that picture. I wonder if that picture of Bill Clinton in a dress isn't what she's referring to. And it's not actually a photograph. It was supposed to be Bill Clinton's head on Hillary's body. I don't know. But Tony Podesta is also involved in this? Dude, some of these things are just, like, too coincidental. It's impossible to be a coincidence. There's no way. This is another person, I believe. Maybe it's the same person, the same accuser. I think it is. Subject information, Jeffrey Matthew settled. Additional info, Ray Johnson Estate online website. The artwork is listed in the Smithsonian Museum online art and is falsely attributed to a deceased person in the art gallery world named David Bourdon for the year 1998. It was stolen from me in July 1997. Patrina Ryan Clyde has an online presence as many fake articles written about my artwork, falsely attributed to herself. One of those paintings was originally a painting of Dan Quayle, but someone has painted over the face to make it look like George Bush Jr. instead. Why? That painting used to depict a note tacked onto the wall that spelled potato wrong, which was crossed out, and underneath was written the correct spelling of potatoes. Also, my signature used to be on the front of the desk, but it has been painted over. I usually used permanent marker penning for my signature, so it probably can be detected using the appropriate technologies. What the fuck? This applies to all my stolen paintings. There's a lot more information about fraud and forgery going on with Sotheby's London 2017 and DB Heckle in Traverse City. It would like to share all information in depth so that all of these fake, forged, worthless paintings that were stolen from me can be removed permanently from the big money art market and hopefully returned to me because they belong to me. They are sentimental, personal property, and I will never get over this until these people are stopped from their art fraud. This woman is, like, pissed. These fucking people stole her art. And, like, she's naming some of the biggest, most conspiratorial criminals I've ever heard. Another geek artist has a Serbian name, Biljana Djurjevic. Sorry, these names are crazy. And Tony Podesta bought all those stolen paintings of mine, including one that is a self-portrait of myself at 19 years old. Bro. This is the person who owed the Serbian-Canadian model money, who is connected to Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Jean-Luc Brunel, Ghislaine Maxwell, Elle Macpherson, and her manager Stewart, the professional magician J.B. Then. I wasn't planning on going through all this, but I'm hooked. His full name is Jeffrey Matthew Settle. He became a very successful actor immediately after all my artwork disappeared. He was also friends with Lady Victoria Hervey, a member of the aristocracy of England at the time when all my paintings disappeared. I had shown him every single painting I'd ever made. Redacted was friends with a princess of Yugoslavia, but I don't know which princess this was. She also, in recent years, has been publicly linked to Prince Andrew. Bro, this little artist chick has no idea she stumbled onto one of the largest sex trafficking networks on the planet. And she's just name dropping all of them. J.B. Ben the magician was also very closely involved in grooming me to meet Ghislaine Maxwell in New York in April 1997, when I was forced by Matthew Settle to go stay with J.B. in New York City for a week in the bedroom of his roommate, Urim Lekaj, who was an Albanian model who went to LA while I was staying in his bedroom in Manhattan at JB's apartment. JB took me to dinner with reservations required at JB's. Sorry. JB took me to a dinner with reservations required, where Ghislaine was sitting at the table next to us and asked me for my contact number to send me modeling castings. I looked 15, even though I was 20 years old at the time in 1997. I am only 5'3", inches tall, and I was never photogenic enough to do modeling. It was all a scam, and I think the goal was primarily to steal all my artwork, which, according to Sotheby's and the Smithsonian, Adler Betty Gallery, Adelson Gallery, D.B. Heckel, forged paintings that are my stolen paintings. All of the people involved are making millions of dollars selling my stolen paintings with forged signatures in false provenance. This is crazy. How is contact known? He very suspiciously showed up outside an audition I was sent to by the parent of one of my classmates, and began a love, fraud, fake romantic relationship with me in July of 1996, which ended abruptly a year later in July 1997, right after all my artwork disappeared. He was also good friends with Mark Epstein, who he talked about a lot. Instead of encouraging me to use my art portfolio to apply to Cooper Union Art School in New York, where Mark Epstein was director. What? And where the tuition was free. All Matthew did was tell me I needed to get a job waitressing at a restaurant, specifically Union Square Restaurant in Manhattan. What is going on? What is this place? Remote IP. Huh. Wow. Bro, I don't know. I don't know what that is, guys. It's a wild intake report. She is pissed. Probably rightfully so. What the fuck? This is from Tancredi Marchiolo to Jeffrey. He said, Chow, authorized by FSA 2 days ago, negotiating PB agreements, fully staffed up, and portfolio plus 43% since November. All great will launch when ISDA S and PB agreements in place, roughly 1 month. We've decided to roadshow New York after launch, as we will be in better position to be taken seriously. Being European doesn't help, and we will relocate to New York once things get going. I'm going out with a French girl since 2 weeks, but she has a problem. She is libido maniac and touches herself constantly. Too much. Even after she comes 3 to 4 times a day. Very hot. I taped her. What the fuck? What in God's green earth? It's always these French models that seem to be getting taken advantage of. This is from Redacted to Jeffrey. I would like our relationship to be like last year. This is some, I remember reading this. This is some woman or some girl. I don't know which. She says, Jeffrey, do you want to see me, or are you interested in me only because I found pretty girls for you? Jesus. Your job, this is from Jeffrey to her. Your job in Redacted has, as I warned, made you hard. You are behaving in a very cheap, vulgar manner. It is irreparable. We can no longer have contact. She says, cheap, vulgar manner? What do you mean? Jeffrey said, reread your emails to me, you judge. She said, I would like our relationship to be like last year in August. October, we were just having fun together. You taught me life in a certain way, explained how you see the world, taught me how to love my body, be open about sex. I talked to you about my ambitions, goals, fears, listened to your opinions, and completely opened my heart and soul to you. I loved coming over and staying with you. Just to have you around fulfilled me with some power, confidence, energy. I presented Redacted to you French girl just because you wanted to, and it was fun for me to see their interactions and your interactions. But then you told me to draft this contract where I give you something in exchange of something. And it started, you were always talking like, I'll do it if you present me girls, come with your friends, etc. It made me think that you are not interested in me anymore, to see in my personality, which suffered in a certain way, that you are a bore with our Nabokov Lolita relations, and just need people in order to have more people to enlarge your girls' army. So, I mean, clearly this is kind of, you know, I don't know how old this chick is. Let me see if I can't find an extension of this email chain. But this is a very obvious tactic and something that they do. And basically, a pedo will groom a chick, groom a little girl. She will outgrow. She will just become too old for them. And so then the pedo just uses the girl to farm more girls, is basically, in essence, what happens. Doesn't look like that chain goes any further. But I'm just double checking. Yeah, I don't see it going any further. I can't find a name. But to me, there's enough in there to kind of tell you all you really need to know. Sorry, just pulling up the next file here. And also just more evidence of sex trafficking. Here we have Trump welcoming Alan Dershowitz into the Republican Party. And this is very clearly what he means, that if they arrested any of the people in the Epstein Files, that they would be hurting Trump's friends. The highly respected Alan Dershowitz has written a powerful new book, Why I Quit the Dems, and so should you. Confessions of a Reluctant Republican. Alan is a great American patriot. Alan's a fucking Mossad spy, by the way. Like, okay. Who understands the wisdom and courage it takes to defend democracy from communism. Oh, God, I fucking hate this shit. And it is our honor to welcome him to the party of common sense. There are many others like Alan who feel abandoned by the radical left Democrats and are fleeing the Democrat Party in blue states for free. This book is for you. Pre-order your copy today. Alan Dershowitz is a spy. He was a good friend of Epstein's. He pretty much was there the entire time Epstein was raping little girls. I have no doubt in my mind Alan was a partaker. And again, there's a lot of people within the Trump administration who are in the files. The fucking list is endless. Kushner's are famous in there. A lot of haters, but dude kept his underwear on, so he's good now. He MAGA. I don't know what that means. Whew. Oy vey. Let's see. I think that might be it for tonight, at least on these guys. Let's see. I got a more file here on Daniel Syed, who we covered yesterday. I was just digging through and I found some more. This is to Jeffrey from Daniel. He said, "How are you? Yes, I just find a new one that I believe can be something special. She is half Cuban and half French. I am just speaking with her father and mother to make her travel to Miami and New York. She is from Havana, but she has a French passport. I will be sending her pictures and a video with a flip camera. I will make a great surprise to Jean-Luc. Jean-Luc is dead, but he was another fucking pedophile. Like, dude. Oh, God. It's a network. It's a trafficking network. These bastards, bro. Here's another one. Same with, it's from Daniel. To Jeffrey. He said, I'm a positive person. That's my I think we already read this one. Yeah, I already read this one. I have 2 girls from Sweden and Slovakia and 2 French and redacted. The Russian, the with whom you spoke, and a beautiful Chinese named Star that introduced to redacted Swedish and the Slovakian booked for them ticket and hotel. Actually, Wendy has helped me a lot when needed. I don't see what redacted can help me with. Next time, I'll make sure that you are here before I organize anything. This is an email chain where Epstein got a little upset because Daniel met with a 15-year-old. The French, her name is redacted. She is 15. Yeah. And Jeffrey gets a little upset that Daniel was working it by himself and wasn't involving him. Whew. Exhausting, guys. You can see why I can only do one of these a week. But that's going to be it for today. This is a little deep dive on David Blaine. Again, it's tough because there's obviously nothing in here that is like, hey, you want to go fucking harm a little girl? But to me, there's definitely enough that would at least have warranted an investigation. And really, instead, what we got is a bunch of redacted stuff. File is clearly missing within chains that would show even more evidence. Like, why is David Blaine bringing his daughter to go see Jeffrey Epstein over a dinner? Why is there's a file in here that I was pulling up and it vanished, which is quite frequent. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully, fuck, 300 results is crazy. It's weird. I mean, even just typing in mommy, there's a lot of files. My mom is redacted up in April, which my sister is going to be there for and take care of for a couple weeks. Then we would like to switch out so that she is not alone. Fuck, there's no way I lost this file. Shit, let me see. Ask mommy, it worked for my allergies. Ask mommy, it worked for me. No way I fucking didn't go over the file. Maybe I did and I just forgot. Shit. No fucking way, guys. No fucking way. No way, no way. There's a file in here where Epstein asks a little girl to ask her mom about David Blaine visiting. I think I already covered it. Could be wrong. Peter Thiel Sunday. Peter Thiel. No, no, no. Freak. All right. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. David Blaine will be there. I get one more shot. Damn. Fuck. I don't know what happened. I had a file that whatever. I'm tired. I'm tired. I gotta get off. But thanks for watching. If you managed to make it to the end here, it's a little shorter. Again, I think I'm dialing these down to just one a week. They're exhausting as fuck. Tomorrow, gonna do a world news episode, probably. I will see you guys then. Hope you have a wonderful morning, night, evening, morning, or afternoon. And yeah, just thank you guys for the support. I'm so sad I can't find that file. I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went. I had it and it's just gone. Okay. I'm gonna try one more time to find it, guys. One more time. One more time, one more time, one more time. Fuck it. I can't find it. I'll find it and then post it next episode. Alright, see you guys tomorrow.